You have lucky markings on your hand. These lucky markings, supposedly windfalls and things like that, winning the lottery. Most people that have these markings never do the lottery. But you never know, one day could come true. Yeah, a good relationship, as long as you communicate with each other. So, yeah, I think it's kind of early days for everything, you know, it's kind of things waiting to come up for you.
Okay.
It's like planting a seed, watering it, and then allowing it to grow. Okay, let's go for it. Just bring your chair in a little bit more if you can. Thank you. And which hand do you use for writing?
I use my right hand for writing.
Right hand. So I'm going to look at the left hand first, and then look at the right hand after. Okay. Sorry, just bring your chair in a fraction more if you can get in.
I can.
That's great. Yeah. So I can get that right in the middle. So this is the hand of emotions, inner emotions, characteristics, things that we'd like to achieve in our lives. Yeah, it's kind of what the hopes and the wishes. And the right hand is what you're achieving, what you're making of your life. So we'll check that one out there. You have good energies, good for massaging.
Oh.
Okay, let's look at the back of the hand first. Healthy now, so that's good.
Oh, thank you.
That looks really good. Just check the fingerprints. It shows you easygoing, adaptable, hard-working.
Oh.
And sensitive as well. Very sensitive.
Thank you.
Good sense of humour, that's okay. That's good. A little bit of stress there, Tom. I don't know, maybe a little bit in the past, and you've seen that bit in the... how old are you now?
I'm at the age where it starts getting a bit harder, but I'm 27.
Okay, so it's quite an important time.
Yeah, I think it's because... So I recently finished my degree, and I think the end of a degree is always stressful. Yeah. So.
Sure. Well, take care in the future as well. It doesn't show too much, but there's a little bit there.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be, but it could be a bit of stress there in the 30s. So do things you can relax with, you know, relaxation, yoga, meditation, or just go out and enjoy yourself in a relaxed state, you know what I mean? Try not to build up that kind of pressures and that.
Okay. I really enjoy going on walks, so I guess that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's really good then, that's great. Yeah. When's your birthday?
May, Gemini.
Oh yeah, Gemini as well. Okay.
So interesting, under this light there's so many tiny wrinkles that I never noticed myself.
You don't always see it, no, it's weird, isn't it? And I've even got, with the magnifying glass, I can see even more.
Yeah.
I may be far away from this, what I'm going to say, but I just wondered, have you had any, everything's come true, like dreams, premonitions, knowing things?
I don't know.
Maybe you haven't been aware of it in the past. Like it's just that you have there is a possibility that you have this kind of energy to actually to be like that. You know, you have very good intuition, but I don't know. Maybe it's just been pushed aside for logic, you know, like logical world and studying and all that kind of thing. Yeah, but. I don't know, if you. I reckon if you tuned in, it's not developed. If you tuned into that, or maybe not ignoring the little things, you know what I mean, like that, which is good actually, because we can't always rule our lives, live our lives by intuition, but sometimes it's good not to ignore them as well. Yeah.
Okay.
It can show us things about them.
I'll try and listen to my inner voice a little bit more.
Yeah, because it's definitely there. You have it's quite strong on your hand actually. You see a few countries on your hand there. Some more than others. That could be UK there, I don't know. Yeah, there's 2 or 3 countries, but they may just be, they could be short trips and that.
Okay.
Maybe there's, you never spent any time in America, USA.
I've gone on many trips there.
Have you? Yeah, it's still, is it more East Coast?
My most recent trip was East Coast.
But you've been all.
Yeah, the first place I went was on a trip was Hawaii. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
It was very nice.
Yeah. No, just thinking if it was the States, it looked like East Coast was pretty strong. Whether that's a connection for the future for working or doing something else and that, yeah.
Interesting.
Like that. And even your lifeline branches out to that as well. It's interesting, yeah. But again, always returning home, back and forward, wherever home is, if you know where home is.
Oh, that's tough.
I know, some people never know.
Yeah.
You know, just go back and forth, visiting here, visiting there. Like, and that. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't sure if even somewhere in Europe could be important in the future there.
Yeah, I'd be very happy with that. I mean, you'll see in my right hand there, maybe, but I grew up in Spain.
Oh, Spain,
there,
that's probably where it is, and I can see, yeah, somewhere in Europe, really strong on that, right, okay. But I'll check on the right after. I don't think this is too much of a problem, but take care of your back.
Oh,
you've got no problems, have you?
I already have to take care to some extent, because I think I spend a lot of time on my laptop, I think, especially when I was younger.
Bending over.
Yeah, and then nowadays I find my back hurts, like if I work like that.
Yeah.
And,
is it lower back or upper?
Both. It depends on how I sit.
You burn it on the day.
It's one or the other depending on how I sit on the day. I think I don't know which one looks worse on there, but
yeah, I wasn't sure actually. I mean, I was thinking mid back, but it could be up or something. I don't know, but it's hard to tell actually. Something. It didn't show much, but it did show just a little bit there. You know.
Interesting.
Yeah, I see a lot of people these days. You're driving past, you see the office window or something, and they're all standing up now these days, keeping that posture.
I have one at work too, so.
Yeah.
I should take advantage of it more.
You do have some protection around you actually. Little bit, yeah. It's doesn't stop things happening, but there is some kind of protection from accidents, illnesses, travelling, negativity. Sometimes that is also spiritual protection. Could have like 1 or 2 watching over you in the spirit world. Sometimes family members, others that may have passed on and watching. I don't know. Let's have a look. Kind of one stands out on the hand there. I'm never sure who they are, but sometimes it could be, like a grandparent that's passed on or someone like that. There is a need for security in your life, so a good career would be very important.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to know more about my career.
Yeah, I'll get on to that in a sec. I'm just checking everything. It shows you can definitely achieve things, put your mind to it. Well, it looks like a very steady career.
Okay.
Again, more or less keeping to what, I can see other things coming in around it later on. And maybe even your own business shows up around that. Yeah, that's the point. Could be sooner, maybe a bit later. There, I don't know.
Does it look successful?
Yeah, as far as I can tell. I will confirm this on the right hand. But that looks pretty good, actually. It looks good. It looks really strong. Maybe in the beginning, setting up a business might be a little bit. There might be a bit of a setback of some kind of that. But that's okay. You will overcome it. You know, you'll be okay. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's kind of early days for everything. You know, it's kind of things waiting to come up for you.
Okay.
It's like planting the seed, watering it, and then allowing it to grow. And that, you know. Have you got intentions to set up a business in the future?
I think it's something I've always had my eyes on, but it's coming up with the ideas, right?
Well, just what I always say, use your resources. You know what I mean? It's like try not maybe not always looking far out over there, but use the resources and then expand on it, elaborate on it. You know, so wherever you're good at, then you can sort of add to it. You know what I mean, like that.
Okay.
That would be good because it kind of looks like I don't know. It sort of looks like you stick to what you know more or less in the field and that. Yeah.
That's an exciting feature.
Yeah. I do believe there will be travelling maybe to more than one country to do with your career in the future as well.
That's also good.
I'm not sure about this, but did you have any problems growing up in Spain with or families or the country or anything like that?
I moved around a lot as a kid, so it could be about that.
Yeah.
What sort of...
I'm not too sure what it is. I just saw something there, which was, I don't know, a little bit of interference of some kind. But I'm not sure what it is and where it's coming from. It looks more like somewhere in Europe, though. You know, so, and you said Spain, so I thought it might be coming like that.
I'll have to think about it. Maybe it's stuff that I've forgotten because I was
it could
so
have been
young.
anything like that, a long time ago and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, career is very solid on your hand and that. Yeah, that's good. Maybe it's because, well, you know, you're not exactly sure what business it will be, or you're just thinking about it. So the lines aren't too strong at the moment there, but they can develop in the future.
Right.
Potentiality with your business and that.
Anything I should watch out for on that front?
No, just stress, I think.
Okay.
Don't take on too much that you can't handle, that kind of thing.
I'll keep taking those walks then.
Yeah. No, I mean, career looks really good, actually. I mean, very solid. You know, like I said, there may be a small setback in the beginning if you started a business or something like that. That's really good. What's your main job now, then?
Software engineer.
Right, okay. Okay, anyway, there's a good career there. Well, success will be there for you.
Thank you.
That's good. Two things do bring in money for you as well. So that could also be a main career and setting up a business. Something like that. Okay. You have lucky markings on your hand. When well, these lucky markings are supposedly windfalls and things like that. Winning the lottery. Most people that have these markings never do the lottery. Never do. But you never know. One day could come true.
It's always nice to have luck on my side.
Yeah, definitely. There's a really strong relationship showing on your hand there.
Oh.
One that goes on for many years.
It's nice to know.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It looks really good.
Do you ever read your own palm like this?
Occasionally, I might just have a quick look, say, "Oh, any changes coming?" Well, when I can remember, because I'm always busy and that.
Yeah.
But it's funny, you know, some people, the lines can change sooner than later. Other people, my lines, I don't know. They're kind of sort of know where I'm going. I know what's happening, but it's always interesting to know if there's any branches coming out.
Yeah.
And, you know, and see what's coming up. I could say in the past there was definitely a lot of changes. Maybe I'm a bit more steadier now, not quite, but you never know what's around the corner. I have to check. So you've got a really strong relationship there. There are 2 children, as far as I'm aware. They look pretty close together on your hand, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty good. That's the amount of children I'd like.
Yeah, it looks good. Let's see here. Well, I could also say on your hand, you won't be alone in your old age. You will have somebody there. Is that there? You would definitely be in some kind of management as well, actually. That looks good. It's hard to know when these positions arise.
Okay.
Sometimes when I see breaks on the hand and they branch out to managerial positions, and I'm not sure. I mean, I can see let's see. That would have been in the past. Probably a new beginning of your career, actually. That branched off there. It looks fairly steady. It's a very important time for you. You know, I mean, there could be changes around this time. Yeah, I don't know whether there's any promotion or something like that. Yeah.
Around now.
Could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've just started, so I guess it is an important
okay then,
point
right.
in
So
that.
that's the new beginning for that. Yeah. Okay. Now you have a strong headline, so working with people, strong mentality, focusing. You know, that's good. Being able to focus on things. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. See anything else that stands out?
I have like a little, what do you call it, like a spot there?
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, there are palmists that will really kind of go into that, maybe on the Indian palmists and stuff like that. And some will say, oh, it's very lucky. I kind of, I don't know, you know, if that marking was on one of the lines, then I might sort of say something about it. The only thing I could say about this is your mental aspect.
Okay.
And the only thing I would say, it can be high achievements with that on the positive side. Negative side, take care of the stress.
Okay.
But I try not to put too much in it, but it's
interesting.
It could be. It would definitely be on that mental aspect, though. You know,
okay.
The way you're thinking and stuff like that. Yeah, that's okay. Everything. Well, it's definitely moving forward now, really, with a lot of things there. Okay, let's go to the right palm. Thanks.
Do you still want to see the left one as a comparison, or?
Yeah, so so this is the confirmation, really.
Okay.
This is the practicality, what you're making of your life. That's been what you've been given on the emotion side of the emotions. And this is what kind of you're presenting to the world, really, as well, you know. Yeah, you have very good hands for healing, Reiki, actually, massaging, healing, you know, all that kind of thing. I could feel your energies. It's very good. And you're quite a tactile person. You maybe like to, you would like to touch and that, and feel the energy in that as well. strong teaching abilities.
Oh.
Yeah, very. It can be management sometimes, but you never know. You might be training people, teaching people in the future.
I've really enjoyed teaching in the past.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's very strong on this hand, actually.
Oh.
It always shows up more on the right hand. I see it on the left hand, but it shows up stronger. And I wonder if that's because... So this, if we're going from, where are we? Left side of the brain to the right side of the body, which would be languages. And physical, and maybe the teaching as well, you know, that kind of on the logical scale and that kind of. There's two paths, two careers that run very close together like that. They may not be similar even, but they run alongside each other then. Or they could be the same kind of, yeah, you know, same kind of thing you're doing, but a little bit different. And one's more mainstream at the moment. That will carry on. And then there will be changes later on in the career. That may be a big, well, I won't say at the timing at the moment because it's showing up later on, but it could be it could be sooner than that. But that could be a big total changeover with what you're doing. Yeah, so whether that is when you become self-employed or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you see that more in like the next 5 years or in the next 10 years? Or I mean, if you don't think you can really...
Yeah.
And I assume there's some uncertainty as well. But
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's probably a big change 6 or 7 years' time.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean to say things couldn't happen before that time, do you know what I mean? That can, because the lines do change
And knowing this, I guess, will also make things change, right?
Yeah, totally. This is it, isn't it? It's the kind of, which comes first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah.
You're making it happen. Because, like, really, you know, the future, well, future hasn't happened. Past is gone. And the only time is the present. And I always say you're bringing that future into the present time, which is making it happen, like law of attraction. And what you perceive out there is returning in every way. Whatever we think, say, or do affects our lives, affects people around us and everything. So it shapes everything, really. Shapes our characteristics, who we are, how we look, and everything. And on the hands as well. So, and this goes back 5,000 years, maybe more, you know, the ancient art of palmistry as well. It was in Japan, and I had an old book, 16th century, I had a copy of it, 16th century Japan, palmistry.
Wow.
But that would have come from China, I guess, from then to then. Yeah.
Was it very different to the...
I couldn't understand it.
I guess.
It's all in Chinese writing.
Yeah.
Or
I think in the same way that like academic books here would have been in Latin, I think a lot of books were in Chinese. So.
It would have been in was that katakana?
Kanji.
It's kanji.
Yeah, kanji is the one that's essentially Chinese characters.
Kanji. Yeah.
And
Yeah, I should know that from the Reiki. I teach the Reiki. So yeah, I mean, career's great. You know, it's just I see progression. You know, I see building and then a bit of a change and like that. Keeping on, good success is showing. That will build in the time in the near future as well. Still see that tiny bit of stress there, but it doesn't show much on this hand. So you know, it's just being able to relax, I guess.
Yeah. I guess you said also the right hand's more about how I present, right? And
exactly.
Yeah, and I don't like to share that sort of stuff. So I guess maybe. I don't know, I mean, who likes to share their stress, right?
That's true. Some people, I don't know. It's weird. You know, it's kind of like you look on some people's hands, and the stress is like enormous. And there's other people that could have a lot of stress in their lives, and it doesn't show up much. And it's how they deal with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. or maybe suppressing it, whichever. Bit of a blockage on the creative side. So anything you could do in a creative level, that would be really good. That will help you de-stress, especially.
Yeah, I used to like art. Well, I mean, I still do. It's just finding the time for it.
Yeah, that is the thing for most people now. You know, it's like, I used to do it, but I don't do it anymore. Have you got family in Spain still? Anyone there?
No, not anymore.
No one there.
I have some very close friends there still.
Yeah, I mean, it's still somewhere in Europe, maybe it's Spain or somewhere, stands out on your hand for the future.
Interesting. Yeah, I'd love to return.
Yeah, a good relationship, as long as you communicate with each other, all should be well.
Okay.
And the 2 children are there. That's okay. It's funny, you're also idealistic, you know. If you're single, you'd be setting your standards quite high in choosing a partner.
You said maybe east coast of the US with my other hand. Sorry if you were reading somewhere else. But
No, it's sure, yeah, no, it's no problem. I'm not sure on this hand, actually.
Okay.
It's there, but it's not so strong. Maybe it's because it hasn't happened yet.
Interesting.
Or maybe, I don't know if you've been thinking about it and that kind of thing.
Yeah. I think for software engineers, like the US is always something you think about because
it's an important place, yeah. And I'm not saying it won't happen in the near future, that's for sure. But because I can see faint markings there, it's just like when it connects. You know what I mean? When it happens. I could actually see it very gently the career sort of touching it, but it's not quite connected yet. You know, sometimes I look on people's hands, I say, wow, you know, there's this country just showing up like that, you know, really strong on the hand. And I saw a couple once, they were going to Australia, but I didn't know. I looked on their hand and I thought, wow, it looks like Australia somewhere on your hand. They go, oh yeah, we're emigrating on Monday. And it was really strong, yeah. So it depends really. It's weird how things can show up pretty quick, nearer the time as well. Can never be sure when though, but definitely, I would definitely say the USA is on your hands. It's just question of when, I suppose, really. Yeah. And it will become stronger nearer the time there's lines.
Exciting.
Yeah. So I think we've got everything I can see. Your health. Not seeing any problems with the health. A little bit on the back. It's not showing on this hand, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was very slight on that hand, so I guess it's just being aware of that posture. Yeah. Yeah, like I said before, there will be a big changeover in your career. But again, I wouldn't like to put a time into that. It's showing later, but as time goes on, that could come. It's kind of when you're ready for it.
Okay.
You know, with a career too, with the a new business and stuff like that. That's when it will come up. You know. But for now, I mean, even if you start a business now, possibly you'll still be with your career. Maybe you work for a company for a while. that will carry on, you know, until the time is ready. Yeah, I think that's about all I can see and say. 20, 30. Yeah, different cycles, different common times for changes, and they usually do show up on people's hands around the same time. But there's always variations of that, yeah. Whatever's going on in your life and that kind of. But it's weird. It's interesting because the cycles definitely bring things towards us. Times for challenges, changes. Sometimes can be quite hard, you know, and other times it's just we expand, but the challenges are there. Everything's there to teach us something, you know what I mean, and to experience it, whether we like it or not. Sometimes we just get that bigger push as well, you know, when we go in there at that time, the side when it comes around now. And it can also affect, like this year, could be doesn't have to be, but it could be very important for families, friendships, and you know, it could be things beyond our control as well. Sometimes with a career, moving, health issues if there was anything, but these things, when it's really is when things need attention, they come up. You know what I mean? It could be anything like that, really. So I think that's about it, really.
Thank you so much.
Also, think too much.
I think that's what my career rests on. That was really fun.
That's good, isn't it? Yeah, it's like it's interesting to see, you know, what is there for your potentiality. Yeah. Because the palmistry, I always say, is a bit like clarification, confirmation, but it's kind of bringing it to the resources, to the conscious state, and say, that makes sense. I can move on that one now. You know. Yeah. More confidently sometimes, you know. That's really good. But well, it looks good on your hand. I think with the business side, I think you just got to focus what you want, and that. But that will come anyway because you only just started the career, haven't you? So it's not really a big deal at the moment. I think you just concentrate on where you're going now. Okay. But that's really good.
Thank you.
Thank you.